to the five senses which we have. The first sense is the touch, and we use our skin and hands to touch things to know if they're hot or cold, if they're rough or smooth, and so on. Now, the second sense is the taste, and we say that our tongue tastes things, and it covers with taste buds which identify the different food groups. Then we reached into the third sense, which is the smell, and the last two senses are sight and hearing. So now we are going to continue the smell sense. So as we said before, that the sense of smell is very important, and we said that we use the nose to smell things. And if you remember, we said that we breathe air through holes called nostrils, and there are millions of very small cells called receptors. Then those cells send a message to the brain to identify the smell. So, in this lesson, we are going to focus on the importance of smell. So now, please open your book, page 104, and write beside the title, Smell number 2. Then, write inside the clouds, A, section A, and the second cloud, section B. Section A, section B. Now, here they asked us about how does the nose sense smell? So, do you remember how does the nose sense smell? Okay, as we said before, that the air particles are breathed into the nose and they pass through the nostrils. Smell receptors detect the smell and our brain identifies it. So, again, the particles in the air are breathed. So, the particles in the air are breathed into the nose and they pass through the nostrils. Smell receptors detect the smell and our brain identifies it. So please open your notebook and write the title, Smell number 2, then start writing the answer of section A. Again, how does the nose sense smell? The particles are breathed into the nose and they pass through the nostrils. Smell receptors detect the smell and our brain identifies it. Okay, let's go to question section B. Here, this question focused on the importance of the smell. So what are the dangers in the photos of the building and the fruit? And how can our sense of smell warn us? So here they connect between the sense of smell and how it can save us from dangers. So again, what are the dangers in the photo of the building and the fruit? If you look at the first picture, here, what can you see? Yes, we can see a smoke, and the smoke is coming out from a building. So, what will you do if you smell the smoke? So, when you smell the smoke coming from a fire, before you see it or feel the heat, so the smell of smoke reminds us about burning. This stops us going too close to the fire. So it's important to smell the smoke. So when we smell the smoke, we will stay away from the fire. So you can smell the smoke coming from a fire before you see it or feel the heat. The smell of smoke reminds us about burning. This stops us going too close to the fire. Okay, what about this picture? Look at those apples. Here we have a definite number of rotten apples. So, if you smell those rotten apples, will you eat the apples? I think that the answer is no. So, when you smell that the apples are rotten, so you will not eat them. So here, the sense of smell tells us that the apples are rotten, so don't eat them. So for section B, what are the dangers in the photos? The first one, here, you can smell the smoke coming from a fire before you see it or feel the heat. The smell of smoke reminds us about burning. This stops us going too close to the fire. And in this picture, you can smell that the apples are rotten, so you will not eat them. So let's write the answer in your notebook. Write the answer, section B, in your notebook. Okay. Now, here we have an investigation. Sure, we will not do the investigation because of the conditions. So please delete this investigation. And go to the second investigation, also deleted. But here we have an important question. Is taste important or not important when we taste things? Sorry, here is a smell. Here we have something wrong. Is a smell important or not important when we taste things? Sure, as we said before, that when we smell a nice smell of the food, we will taste it. But if it has a bad smell, we will not taste it. So, smell is important when we taste things. So, just circle important, or if you want, you can write smell is important to taste things when you taste things. Okay, now let's go to the box that we have here. Match up the words with their meanings. We mentioned them before and we explained them. So let's start with the first word which is nostrils. As we said before, that the nose has 2 nostrils. Nostrils means holes in the nose. So we have 2 holes in the nose. Those are nostrils. So please match the first one, nostrils, with holes in the nose. The second word, receptors. As we said that inside our nostrils, we have very small cells. Those small cells called receptors. So, inside the nostrils, we have small cells in the nostrils. So, please match. The third one, nose. We said before that nose is one part of the face which we use to smell. So nose is the organ that we use to smell. Match in your book. The last word, perfume. Perfume, we use it because it has a nice smell. So perfume word tells us that we have a nice smell. So match the last word with a nice smell. Okay. Now, question number 2. How does smell protects us? Write about 2 ways. We said before that smell tells us if food is bad. So it tells us if food is bad. And also it warns us of dangers like fire. So how does smell protects us? It protects us by 2 things. The first one, it tells us if food is bad. The second one, it warns us of dangers like fire. So let's write the answers in your book. Please match and write the answers in your book. Now, if you have finished, let's watch this video about the 5 senses, and here we focused on the sense of smell.
Hello friends, welcome to a new happy learning video. Today, we're going to get to know a very nosy sense. Today, we're going to get to know the sense of smell. The sense of smell lets us capture smells from substances. Its organ is the nose, and its function is very simple. Smells travel through air. They enter through the nostrils and arrive at the nasal cavities, where we find the yellow pituitary, which is in charge of capturing smells. This information travels to the brain through the olfactory nerve. And it's here, in the brain, where we identify smells. If smells are good, or bad, pleasant, or unpleasant, soft, or strong. The sense of smell is the most sensitive, since only a minimum quantity of matter stimulates it and makes it react. Humans detect up to 10,000 different smells. But over time, we lose a sense. That's why children can distinguish more smells than adults. The sense of smell in lots of animals is more powerful than in humans. The African elephant has the best sense of smell in the world. Its nose, apart from being the longest in the animal kingdom, is the best smeller. But do you know which animal holds the record for smelling at a distance? Well, it's a moth. A male moth can smell a female moth up to 10 kilometers away. Well, now we know lots more things about the sense of smell, but we don't want to say goodbye without giving you a tip. We need to take care of our sense of smell. We can't insert anything through the nostrils. No sticks, cotton balls, nothing at all. Also, when we go through somewhere which smells very bad, or where there are strong smelling products, it's better to cover up your nose and move away, okay? Always remember. Goodbye, friends. See you in the next happy learning video.
So thank you for listening, and now we have finished smell number 2.